It's only fair for me to share one of the last episodes of She Thought She Could podcast in my car. The car is where I listen to a lot of podcasts. I get a lot of podcast inspiration in the car. A lot of my personal just reflection and meditation and stuff happens in the car, because if you know me personally or you follow me via social media, online or wherever in that space, you know I'm traveling a lot and I live in the middle of nowhere, so most things require at least a 15 to 20 minute drive, and for a lot of podcasts that's an episode or at least half of an episode, a good dent into an episode. Furthermore, for my drives that are over an hour, it gives me time to maybe listen to spiritual music, listen to podcasts, brainstorm, reflect, just all types of things as I try to double duty my time, because I lose a lot of hours in the car. So for me to feel like it was worth it, I have to be doing something somewhat productive. And that's not to knock people who listen to music. I think listening to music is awesome in the car, but I just spend so much time in here that I have to make it worth my while. But anyways, the podcast is getting ready to go through like a shift, a name change. Some content will shift, some of the same types of interviews and discussions, but just a little different. Been on this podcast journey for creeping up on a year and a half, learned a whole lot, and got to do some polling of my audience and see which I want to hear, which I want to talk about, different things like that. And as I kind of restructure my life, I'm excited to just change the name and change the vibe and do some different things. Life is ever flowing and evolving. So is this podcast, and so is everything. Things just do not stay the same. If you check out, the biggest brands that you follow or that you know or that you support, they've changed logos over the years. They've changed brand voice over the years. They've changed their marketing practices, everything. So things don't always just start off one way and stay the same. And so I say that to segue into a message for you. Don't be afraid to shift. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to ball up the whole doggone piece of paper and start over. It is okay. It is okay. It is okay. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed with, it started this way, or, I said I was going to do this, or, this, or, that. When we are meant to evolve, we are meant to flow with the natural introspective of our lives and of our minds and what God places into us. And so if we try to stay boxed in, it is very likely that we'll either get complacent or we'll get deterred from our real purpose, or we won't fulfill what we are put on this earth to fulfill, simply because we want to stay in some sort of box that has been drawn by someone who didn't chase their dreams. So I'm challenging you to keep pressing forward, keep moving forward, and if it has to change colors, change shapes, change directions, just change it and figure it out along the way. Do your research, put in the work, and make things happen. Don't be stuck in the same spots and the same boxes. So until we chat again, have a good one, and don't be afraid to change.